If we create a background noosphere from love generators, if we take those people who have the ability to generate like that and then create these emitters, multiplying them several times, and we, by entering a certain environment, well, let's say, will change. When we are still possessed by other interest-based egregores, they will never let us be consumed by just one. This is a theory that must be confirmed by practice.
How will we confirm it?
Well, with our own lives.
For most people, the mechanics will work in the direction you described earlier, meaning that a person will, in general, still fall back into their less pleasant traits. And moreover, you yourself once said that at some stage, when we deeply engage with certain specific developments, technologies, it's as if they start to control us, and somehow people do not belong to themselves, right? Many say that something has changed significantly. We even discussed it, right? And take Elon Musk, for example. He had one set of values, and then some years later, completely different directions appeared, and so on. We see how a person just pop, and something in their eyes changes. So, how about that?
It is very easy. Surprisingly, it is very easy. To have several hobbies, to have diverse friends, to have different interests, and to enjoy interacting with loved ones and children. That is all. Meaning, when we are possessed by other interest egregores, they will never let us be consumed by just one. That is all. They will create this competition. But if we show love and remove the division into bad, good, right, and wrong, then these energy information structures will only interact and interpenetrate each other. And if you have 6, 10, 15 hobbies, plus you have many friends, plus you have a kind and good attitude toward a multitude of different areas in this life, and plus you have excellent relations with your husband or wife, and you play with your children, you will always be at your best, in youth, in health, and in longevity.
There are people now who also...
No, not at all. This is a theory that needs to be confirmed by practice.
How will we confirm it?
Well, with our own lives.
Look, here is a question. Can we turn it not to the past, like what if, but will there be such a stage in the future? The question you raised about the trade of inventions is very interesting. What would happen if there were no trade or scientific and technological progress, and instead, the priority was the person, their inner development, and their desire to become whole within themselves? Consider mechanisms and techniques for self-harmonization. I mean, essentially, well, what if, right? But we already have the technology, so let's start from there. The time may come when they will no longer be needed, and humans will take the forefront in some way. Then, accordingly, we will be able to find many examples of what you described in theory, in practice, in life, and technologies will be eco-friendly and lead us all into a wonderful future.
They contradict themselves. For us, the person always comes first. It is just that they are often used as expendable material.
Question. A person as a creative individual, carrying love, showing interest, remains a man or a woman?
In their development and inner state, readiness for novelty, that is, for everything, right up to what we call death. In reality, it is a transition to another job, to moving to another city, to meeting another person, to changing one's profession. That is, it is a readiness for death, because it's like the interaction with this dies, and an interaction with that is born. But we need to understand that we once interacted with a primer, and it died for us. At some point, we interacted with a 7th grade geography textbook, and it died for us.
Well, let's say a metamorphosis has occurred.
Yes. So, we have a natural process. It is like regretting a green leaf that turned yellow,
and at some point fell from the tree. These are processes that are underway. And in this sense, when we combine these processes, we discover that this same leaf then, having fallen at the foot of this tree, will later become humus and then become nourishment for this tree and will become a leaf again. That is the thing. So, as soon as we relax internally, change processes begin. And so, as of today, we have
A person does not come first, even if it is, well, some autocrat or tyrant. Or, well, I do not know. They are not in first place. In first place, is the power they want to hold, the position they want to have, the money they want to receive. You see, he is a consumable. He is a tool. And as soon as this person understands this, he will stop doing nonsense. He is the destroyer of his own life, that is all. But at the same time, we can pursue the idea, for example, of making the whole world a paradise. That is also nonsense. It is exactly the same as being an autocrat. It is exactly the same as being a tyrant.
Impose your paradise. Would you have the right to create?
So, you need to radiate harmony yourself. As Seraphim of Seraph said, acquire the grace of God and thousands around you will be saved. Acquire grace, meaning you should experience grace when interacting with the world around you. And when you experience it, when do you get feedback?
Will there be any new tools, besides those you have already described, to make it easier for a person to enter these states and interact with this world?
I think so.
I think so. I think we will create something like, well, again, a temporary measure that will create conditions to make it easier for us, for those who were not raised in certain conditions, who, as children, did not receive an education in schools and universities. When we get older, it will be easiest for us to use technical means.
Technical means.
Yes, it is an opportunity. You know, there is a moment when we, take and improve ourselves using chemical means. Well, that's when we take vitamins, trace elements, and create conditions. So our blood vessels are better, cleaner, and our blood is more fluid. And because of that, you sort of physically become better. And when we take and create conditions for love to manifest within us, because there are already developments today that activate certain areas of the brain, and a person becomes a more harmonious individual. There.
But he becomes more harmonious in terms of using it for its intended purpose. It doesn't matter if it's a scientist or a soldier or some kind of figure. And his connection with the surrounding world is sagging, and with such an active brain, he will degenerate, if not die. If we create an effect of merely activating and generating a background state of love, love is harmonization with the world around us. It is like this meditation I spoke of, where when you need to solve something, you simply let go of everything, accept everything, agree with everything, and interest emerges. If we create a background noosphere from love generators, like Tesla once wanted to build electrical towers, 30 of them, so that we could receive electricity like radio waves and pay for using it, then in the same way we can create love generators.
They will, grind up this noosphere, which is filled with terrible thoughts, resentments, all sorts of images, geometric shapes, phrases, and emotions. It will cleanse this noosphere, and then it is like, creating conditions so that we do not have, well, let us say, chemical waste and some toxic substances in the air.
But at the same time, every person, from a schoolchild to a grandmother, produces several gigabytes of electronic waste a day. You mean all of this, right? And unfinished emotions.
Yes.
I
We
mean,
need
it is
to
a constant process.
Start recycling in this regard. Vladimir Maigret described Anastasia, who tried to clear all this with love. By generating love, she was, as it were, trying to clean the noosphere, but she could not have done it alone.
And if we take those people who have the ability to generate like this, and we have all the tools to capture their energy information field and electromagnetic field, and not just the electromagnetic field they emit, and then create these emitters, multiplying them several times over, we will, by entering a certain environment, well, let's say, change. It is like when we enter a temple or a monastery, and such grace is felt.
So it's like a
Those generators are already there, and they possess, yes, certain procedural things that can be done technically to create an effect on planet Earth, to cleanse the Noosphere, and nothing else is needed. That is, we will already be moving in the right direction. And if we also pay attention to upbringing, education, and our technical training. And it's an important point when we remain men and women, and it's a crucial thing to remain men and women. That is to say, let's say, the sphere of destiny is man and woman. For what? For planet Earth.